Hey everybody, it's Amy from amydeneweightloss.com, and let's talk a little bit today about guilt. I see this topic all the time online. I really have this soft place in my heart for people that want to come share their stories, whether they be good or bad. And lately, I have seen quite a bit of people talking online about the guilt of taking Ozempic or another semaglutide or zepbound or Mounjaro, tirzepatide, and feeling like they have guilt put on them for taking this drug as opposed to losing it naturally or without a drug. I have a lot of thoughts on this, and whether this is something that you're dealing with or something that might come in the future, I hope this conversation is helpful, because the bottom line is that so many of us tried to do it on our own for so long. And how did that work out? How did that work out for the generation before us? How did that work out for our grandparents' generation? I was having lunch with somebody yesterday, and they said, I think there's about 5 people at my work who are on one of these shots. And I said, you can tell. And they said, yes. I said, no other generation has gotten this. No other generation has been really fortunate enough to have what everybody else wanted and couldn't attain. How many people do you know have lost 100 pounds and kept it off? I have a lot of stories about friends who have lost 100 pounds, sometimes more than once, and gained it back. We did want to do it on our own. We did try to do it on our own. Did anybody else try multiple programs that we've all heard of, paid a monthly fee, maybe went and even did some weigh-ins or bought some of their food? Like, we spent money, we spent time, we spent energy, and not kind of. Like, we were plugged in. Like, we wanted it. I did not want to be obese through my adulthood. In fact, I remember talking to my family and saying, like, I'm a go-getter. I like to set goals and reach them. And in my heart, I said, is this going to be the one goal that I don't reach? Is getting to my goal weight, is getting down to a healthy weight, is getting out of the obese range, is that going to be like the one that haunts me, the one that I keep trying and it keeps eluding me? Because for 30 years, I tried really hard and it didn't happen until Mounjaro. I lost 70 pounds. I know a lot of you are considering starting a weight loss drug, or maybe you are on the journey with me. But here's what I want to say to those of you who have people or your own heart making you feel guilty over taking one of these drugs. For me, it's telling my story. For me, when somebody says, what? Like, why are you on that? It gets really simple, and you don't have to make it that complicated. Because when somebody hears your story, it might be different than the way their chemistry works. I have plenty of friends who do not need Mounjaro or zepbound because their brains are giving them the normal signal, which means it might be a little bit more difficult for those people who have never experienced what we have. It might be a little bit more difficult for them to understand. But it's the same way in life when somebody else has an experience that you haven't experienced. When they share it with you, your heart is like right there with them. You're like, wow, I cannot believe that's what you've went through. Because when they share it, all of a sudden, like, you're a bit more educated. So what I say to people is, since I was young, I was hungry. And if I would go to a restaurant and I would order a meal and sit down and eat it, I would want to walk right back up, order it again, and eat the entire meal again. I would finish a meal and it would not even register that I had started eating yet. I was just as hungry as when I started. And that is a painful feeling when you're already carrying around an extra 70 pounds and all you want to do is be able to wear a dress like this dress. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to lose 70 pounds, but you're hungry. It's hard to lose 70 pounds when you're hungry. Thus begins the constant battle. When you walk upstairs to get ready for bed at night and you go back downstairs and try to find something else to eat because you're falling asleep hungry. When you wake up and you want to start your day off right, start your day off healthy, and you're hungry and you eat breakfast and you're still hungry and you have a snack and you're still hungry. And then you have a big lunch trying to scratch the itch and you're still hungry. Then you stop somewhere after school. You go through a drive-through or you run by a gas station. Anybody else? And you're still hungry. And you have dinner and you have desserts and all this stuff that just sounds delicious. And you're still hungry. And you fall asleep right where you started. What does Mounjaro do? What does Wegovy do? Well, what they do is they make our brains have that normal message that everybody else is getting. All the people living in their right-sized bodies who are at a healthy weight, we're getting the messages that they are getting. And just like a person who goes on medicine for something else, for a high blood pressure, like your body has not done something miraculous. It is this medicine that is really helping like control how you feel, how your body reacts. Those are what these shots do for us. It's not like we can just go off the shot and all of a sudden our brain works right. I commend some of you who are trying to titrate down, go off. Absolutely. I respect that. I would love to be there someday. So you talk to your doctor and you work out the best journey for you. But as far as like, oh, you're going to be on that over a year? Yeah, probably. How long are you going to be on it? I'm not sure. What I do know about is I know about today. And as we finish this video, I just want to say that for today, my food is under control for sure. For today, I don't have to battle. You know, when I started my Mounjaro day 1, I just shot a video. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I felt like it was going to be a brand new beginning. And then I shot a video on day 2 and day 3 and day 4, and I sniffled through the first 2 weeks too, because it really is emotional to be battling, fighting against hunger, and then to have this peace. So for me, I don't feel guilty for 1 second because I know how hard we tried on our own. I know how hard we tried. I know how bad we wanted it. And I talked with somebody yesterday who is not on this drug, who is continuing to want it so bad and continuing to struggle and fight. All we can do is talk about our own journey, and each person has to make decisions for themselves. And it is very exciting to see people around us who are also getting to turn their lives around and just have a brand new picture of the future in front of them. It's definitely brighter. Okay, so today, our Powerball, our Witness and Wellness Powerball of Encouragement, it goes to Dave. Dave, who reached his normal weight and recently got to go and see some family out of town that hadn't seen him in a while. And one of his children was like, actually has gotten to be a really good influence and inspiration, is even having people in his family saying, I think I'd like to talk a little bit more about these shots. So congratulations to you, Dave. Just what a great community friend you are. And thanks for all the help and encouragement. And he's our researcher. Thanks for all the great things you send to me. And anyway, keep up the great work. Awesome job. Okay, everybody. Well, that's been our video for today. If you ever have any questions, any comments, definitely throw them down below because it could be an amazing topic for a future video that could help out a lot of other people. All right. That's been our video for today. Have a great one.